Look at it. You have to climb to get to it. Ugh. Look at this. What the hell? It's not coming off. This makes no sense. Hi, it's David Tracy with the Autopian. I'm here at Galpin Service Center on Trade-In Tuesday to drive a very contentious vehicle that got traded into Galpin Ford. This was one of the most hated cars in the world when it came out.
The auto industry was flatlining. Ford was standing on its own 2 feet, had made some smart decisions, but Alan will tell you, if GM and Chrysler had gone down, suppliers would go down, dealers would have gone down, and all of that would have had a profound impact on Ford.
It was a product in some ways, or a lot of people think of it as a product of the financial crisis. We had a couple of automakers go into bankruptcy, Chrysler and General Motors. And the Obama administration at the time was really flaunting this car as kind of the great sort of byproduct of this bailout. So, hey, yes, we use taxpayer dollars to save this company, but look at this green car that they're building, this incredibly environmentally conscious car, this really advanced car of the future called the Chevrolet Volt. And a lot of people hated it. A lot of people said things like, darn tootin', if that isn't Government Motors' new Chevrolet Volt, designed by Barack Obama himself. It's not actually the case. He didn't really design it, but he did champion it. You'll find pictures of him driving it. In many ways, this was kind of like the post-bailout poster child for GM. There, look, we're moving forward. We're at the pinnacle. We are at the cutting edge. Even though we just got our butts handed to us by that financial crisis, look what we could do. It wasn't a huge sales success. It had 35 miles of range with its 16 kilowatt hour battery. And a lot of people thought, what a joke. 35 miles of electric range, that's ridiculous. But it was actually a beloved car because, yes, 35 miles of electric range. That'll get most people to work and back. And there's a 1.4 liter little gas engine in here that acts as a generator. Once the battery's dead, it'll charge the battery and keep you going. And actually that engine can help propel the car forward in addition to the electric motor. First off, let me just say, holy crap, this thing is clean. 2014, over 10 years old, looks gorgeous. Wow, my goodness. Thing looks like it's brand new. The seats are perfect. Is there not a lock-unlock button on the doors? Oh, it's on the... Not cool. You gotta have the lock-unlock buttons on the doors. I don't want to lean in to unlock it. Come on, that's whack. Back seat. Okay, one thing that you notice right away, you've got to package batteries in this thing. You've got to package this hybrid drivetrain. And as a result, it is not the most comfortable back here. I mean, I'm short. I'm flat out short. And my head is almost hitting the roof here. Not a lot of leg room. All right. Not a ton of room back here either. I mean, look, if you look at it like directly from behind, it's just a little bit of space to fit some things here. And wow, that looks perfect. Look at this thing. You can eat off this thing. 1.4 liter, 4-cylinder. I think it is a 4-cylinder. And it acts as a generator. You know, the Obama administration is really talking this car up, car of the future. Look what GM's doing after we bailed them out. And it gets crash tested by the US government. Catches on fire, literally catches on fire after the crash tests and burns some of the surrounding cars. What a nightmare. Like, you're trying to tell the general public, look, we got this amazing car, cutting edge, car of the future. The company that you guys, everyone helped bail out is doing some crazy things, and then the thing catches on fire. That's all, that's just ridiculous. Hopefully it won't catch fire during this test drive. Let's hit it, Carlo. All right, here we are in the first generation Chevy Volt. We're just gonna fire it up with this button here. Initializing. 175 miles of overall range, so that's total range. 0 miles of electric range. Did we not plug this in? We should have plugged this in. I want all electric. Okay, the gas engine just fired up. And so so as you give it pedal, the engine doesn't rev like you'd expect on a typical gas car. The engine's just hanging out at a single RPM, charging the battery. And we're driving on electric mode. And the gas engine's only coming on because the battery is pretty much done. It's a little bit loud. Oh, we're pre-backup camera. Look at that, look at that. There's a glass window down there. That is an incredible, like bit of rearward visibility. Thing's got 85,000 miles on it, has held up really well. It's in fantastic shape. Quick, it feels quick because it's functioning essentially as an electric car, and the gasoline engine is just working kind of in the background, charging the battery. All right, I'm gonna get me the fruitiest drink at Starbucks. If you were to buy one of these, you could get one for almost nothing. If you play the game right, you get the right federal rebates. You could probably get one of these cars for almost nothing. But even if you don't get the federal rebate, you could buy these cars for like $3 grand, $4 grand. 2014 Volt. A really nice one will go for $7. You can get some for $3. Yeah, let's just say your commute is 10 miles. Drive 10 miles to work, drive 10 miles back. You still got 18 miles of electric range. I find this a little bit strange. There's a cubby ahead of the shifter where, you know, you could put a bunch of junk in. Let's just say, let me just throw my phone back there. And you can access it from over here and from under here, but you're really not going to because it's kind of weird. So really, you want to get your phone from here. But let's just say, let me park real quick. All right, you got to like shove your hand around the shifter to get it. Like, it's a little bit strange. What the hell? Oh. All right, well, that broke off. All right, we'll just keep that, well, you can't just keep that shut all the time. The sun's in my eyes. Put that back there. Now I get to look at my crotch freaking when I have the visor down. It's just a direct line right to my crotch. It's a little bit strange. We're in normal mode. Feels pretty quick. Charger's up there, so that you should be able to plug it in. What the hell? All right. Let's see if I have the app here. Sorry, you can't charge now as we can't process your payment. What? Come on, baby. Just work.
Never taken this long.
Uh-oh. Doesn't bode well.
Yeah, that's the sound.
Waiting for EV. Well, it's here. Stop waiting. Why aren't you charging? Is this car broken? Plug in to charge. I'm plugged in. I can't get more plugged in. It's about as plugged in as it gets. Maybe I could try the other one. What does it say? Okay, so. Waiting for EV. Let me call up Taylor real quick. He told me he had it plugged in. If he's saying he had it plugged in and it wasn't taking a charge, not good.
Hello.
Taylor, I got a quick question for you.
Shoot.
This Chevrolet Volt, did you have it plugged in at all?
I believe they must have plugged it in when they detailed it.
Well, it's got 0 miles of electric range on it.
Here's what I can tell you. This is a David Tracy problem.
What the hell, Taylor?
I can't wait to see the footage, buddy.
Ah, okay.
Thanks, Carlo, for everything you do.
All right, Taylor, see ya. All right, I think he hung up on. I'd like 2 tall vanilla bean frappuccinos, please. Do you know if we get an employee discount here? Carlo, do you think I've gone soft? Delicious. Not charging. Great. All right, let's go run around. All right, Carlo thinks that for whatever reason, we should try to charge this car at the scariest charger in all of LA. It's the charger. Look at it, you have to climb to get to it. Ugh. Look at this. What the hell? It's not coming off. This makes no sense. To extend cable. Oh. Push. This is not working. Carlo, any ideas? What the hell? That is the most I don't understand.
What is going on?
What the hell is that?
What is that?
There's a charger up in a pole in the middle of the road. Look, this is the lane. Glad I got these though.
Dude, heck yeah.
You know, nice and cold. You're a whip guy, huh? Who has to climb a damn pole to get a charging cable? That's the craziest thing ever. That's the craziest thing. It's in an active, busy lane of traffic and you have to climb a damn pole. Yo, what if we unplug one of these cars? Yeah, baby. All right, now all I gotta do is get the thing up here. What do you think, Carlo?
I'm hopeful, man.
Here we go. Charging, it says charging. It's charging. Okay, it's charging. Now what do we do for the next hour, Carlo, or 35 minutes? Wow, look at that. Hot diggity dog, check it out. The Chevrolet Volt seat bottom, very thin, you can see in the front, and then it sort of gets bigger here. And that's because it's sitting on top of a T-shaped battery pack. So if you were to have a center seat, you just, your legs would just have to straddle that part of the T. I mean, part of me thinks that it's just kind of a car. Like inside, there's nothing like, there aren't really that many like clever things, like clever store, and like the design is kind of, it's just kind of a car in here. I guess I expected more of the car of the future. Like that's what this car was billed as. Like this was supposed to be revolutionary, and it doesn't feel like that when you drive it. You know, the car is not for everyone. But I know so many people who bought a Volt and they actually had to intentionally burn gasoline because they were never using their gasoline engine. They were just running it on EV all the time because they had really short commutes. And typically, it sort of followed political lines, hated by people who, you know, associated the bailout with Obama, even though it started with the Bush administration before, and associated this electric car and this whole project with the Obama administration. So a lot of conservatives hate this car. 38 miles of range, what a joke. And then, you know, people, you know, a lot of liberal folks who are maybe more environmental, when they drove it, they loved it. And so very controversial car. And you know, when I evaluate it, I'm just evaluating it as a car. I'm not gonna give you an environmental angle or you know, an angle dealing with taxpayer money being spent on stuff. I don't wanna get into that. I'm evaluating it as a car. So it's probably been charging for like a half an hour. So we probably go 10, 11, shit, 6 miles. 6 miles? Okay, whatever. Look at, these are like all haptic buttons. They're not like real buttons. So you click climate and it turns on the screen and you lower the, okay, now it's off. We went from 6 to, okay, still 6, great. Eco. You know what? I don't love this either. You've got this. Honestly, this whole like putting the shifter inside a big bin, it just doesn't make sense. That's better. It feels so much better without that engine making all that noise in the front. We're in fully electric mode here, and it's quiet. You know, it is responsive, it's reasonably quick, it's quite quiet in here. In electric mode, you drive all electric every day to work and back for like, man, for 5 grand. Go buy this car for 5 grand or whatever. This car's 10 years old, and if you read about battery degradation on the owner's forums, most people say these things hold up really well. My biggest issue is it does not feel that special when the gas generator is on, especially. and there's not a ton of space. So it's just kind of like it's just a little boring. Yeah, it's a little boring. I appreciate the engineering of it, but it's a little boring. Looking at my crotch again. I have an engineering background, so I'm more pro Volt than I am against Volt. And the fact that you can get one for $5 grand, I think it's phenomenal. At that price, it's phenomenal. Yeah, that's the Chevy Volt. It's been traded Tuesday.